ATL, shawty, what it do inside the Mercedes-Benz Stadium for the Cricket Celebration Bowl edition of Black College Live. North Carolina Central on the field, getting ready to take on Jackson State Saturday. What it do, Sky King?
We're back!
Hey, Jay Walker, Tiffany Greene, kicking off Black College Live right now.
Yeah, this is a Gimme 5 show with Jay Walker and Tiffany. Yeah. You gon' have to give me 5 fingers on it right now.
I'm all excited. You see that?
Wait until they see the strength and here to win. It's Black College Live. I'ma need 5 on it.
This is what it's all about.
Overtime on it. Lights out.
I'm gonna put him in the front runner seat to be the Black College Player of the Year.
This ain't for fun. I've been going done. They be still trying to clone it. From FAMU to Grambling, I'm on it. Stand on it. Marching 100 how you want it.
We always like to highlight the fraternities and sororities.
119!
What I wanna, big body. I don't even need a sponsor.
Homeboy was balling.
Second comma at the comma. Kiss a guy with good karma. I get it different. I be working on my off day.
Gimme 5 Black College Live is presented by Pepsi.
All right, a very familiar place for Jackson State. They were here just last year, Jay, in the Cricket Celebration Bowl, and this year they're going to face off against Trey Oliver and the North Carolina Central Eagles.
Get up, get hype. This is what it's all about. The whole college football HBCU season, it started in the A. It's going to end in the A. We're going to crown a national champion, North Carolina Central or Jackson State University. Get pumped up for it.
Oh, yeah, we got so much on this show for you. You know, you got to give me 5, okay? I can't wait to hear about that.
Ooh.
Okay, we got to preview the game as well. But let's dive into some headlines because we're going to hear from those coaches, but we got to talk about the news of the day and of the month. The last time we saw a MEAC team was, what, maybe some weeks back. They decided to award their postseason honors, the top honors going to North Carolina Central's quarterback, Davius Richard, and their DB, Khalil Baker.
Well, you show me a championship football team, and I'm going to show you some star power. So they deserve the bling that they're going to get. Davius Richard, one of the best players in the country that you probably never heard of. The Green-Eyed Bandit is the leader of the North Carolina Central Eagles, and rightfully so. Tremendous size, tremendous arm strength, great leadership. The Eagles go as he go. If he plays his game, then this is a very tough team to beat. 9-2 on the regular season. Davius Richard, congratulations, young man. You know what I can say to him, Tiff? Here's what you got to love about being an alumnus of all this. Once he's joining the club, he's in my club. I was a MEAC Player of the Year once upon a time, too, but never on the defensive side of the ball.
On the defensive side, it was all love for Khalil Baker. In fact, the first 4 games, he had 4 interceptions, and he took home the Defensive Player of the Year in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. Now we switch to the SWAC, and it was a near sweep for Jackson State. When you take a look at Coach Prime, back-to-back Coach of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, Shedeur Sanders, you got to also give love to one of his wide receivers, Kevin Coleman, and Aubrey Miller, the Defensive Player of the Year.
Absolutely. More star power there. In Jackson State, they come in there a little bit more highly notarized right there. It all starts with him right there. Coach Prime, congratulations. You came in here back-to-back Coach of the Year, as you mentioned, but a great coach will tell you it comes down to who's got the best players. And Jackson State has the best players in the conference. Shedeur Sanders, one of the elite quarterbacks in all of FCS football, let alone the SWAC conference. Mr. Noisy, as I call him, the linebacker, Aubrey Miller, fantastic transfer from Missouri. He's a playmaker on his way to the NFL. Aubrey Miller, well-deserved, the SWAC Defensive Player of the Year.
Now, when you combine some of the greats that have played in Black college football, you have to look to, what, Leslie Frazier, a guy that you may remember from Alcorn State. He is one of the 8 inductees into the Black College Football Hall of Fame, as was recently named. And so Leslie Frazier, along with several others, being awarded, giving their just due.
Yeah, how about those guys down there, FAMU, part of the members of the team of the 1978 National Championship Florida A&M Rattler squad, the only HBCU squad that won the HBCU 1AA National Championship. So you got Henry Lawrence there, Albert Lewis from Grambling State. I'm going to give it up to the quarterback of that group, Johnny Walton, real underrated guy, didn't get a shot in the NFL like he deserved out of Elizabeth City State College there. And the legend, Coach Pete Richardson brought the Jaguars up to tremendous heights and also did a great job at Winston-Salem State University.
So we talk about coaches, and Jay, let's address the elephant in the room that has been there for now a couple of weeks. Coach Prime moving on to Colorado. T.C. Taylor named the new head coach of Jackson State. But when you think back to what Coach Prime has done with this program, what do you think the thoughts are running through his mind and what this means for his last game at Jackson State?
I understand what Coach Prime, and both sides, you know, when you talk about the elephant in the room, you know, Jackson State fans are disappointed and people in the coaching profession kind of understand. So I'm going to give you my take on it. Deion Sanders, as a coach, once you enter the coaching profession, you have every right to take a job at a Power 5 school. I get that. However, you have to understand what Jackson State fans are going through. They didn't want this ride to end. They thought there was more work that could have been done. Did he capitalize at the elite level that he should have? I don't know. Time will tell, but he needs to win this game right now, and hopefully those folks will forgive him. But he doesn't know anything to black college football. Black college football owes him a little bit for him sharing the star power, so we shared it.
All right, well, you think about Jackson State taking care of business and naming their 22nd head coach, but a number of coaching vacancies at the Division I and Division II level. You think about Bethune-Cookman down there in Daytona Beach, also Delaware State, Mississippi Valley State searching for a head coach, along with North Carolina A&T and University of Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Yeah, and that's the breaking news there. I've got an opinion on a lot of these things. I don't know what North Carolina A&T is doing. You let go of Sam Washington after going 7-4. All 4 losses were the teams with winning records that made it to the postseason. North Dakota State, Duke, North Carolina Central. So I don't get what they're doing up there in Aggie land right now. The other coaches think Terry Sims did a good job at Bethune-Cookman University there. There's going to be a lot of changing. You know, there's talk that Cornell may go to North Carolina A&T, his alma mater, and then that's going to open up Alabama A&M. Some guys get let go at the wrong time, and some of the good guys of the profession are being let go right now. But the one with North Carolina A&T's got me scratching my head. This guy won a national championship within 3 years ago. And all of a sudden, he forgot how to coach. Get out of here.
Right.
Get out of here.
All right.
Go on now.
All right. Hey,
Go on
look,
now.
he won it in 2018 and then again in 2019 with the Aggies at
Pay
North
him his
Carolina
money.
A&T. You said, pay me my money. Hey, let's take a look at the top teams in HBCU football. We'll reveal them when we come back.
Since 1877, Jackson State University has been training students for a life of service and leadership to impact our global society. Ranked among the best HBCUs in the country, Jackson State University offers 47 undergraduate, 37 master's, 1 specialist, and 13 doctoral degree programs. Whether you're interested in the arts, education, public health, the sciences, or business, we're here to take you from ready to JSU ready. Visit jsums.edu and apply today.
In 1920, an athletic league was formed and slowly became one of the leading sports associations in the world of collegiate athletics, the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Today, the SWAC is looking towards the next century, growing, supporting, and transforming our intercollegiate sports activities for student athletes and promoting academic excellence. Each SWAC member institution represents a high level of integrity and sportsmanship. We are the SWAC, building champions for life.
Welcome back into Black College Live inside the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Noon on Saturday, we'll kick off the Cricket Celebration Bowl between Jackson State out of the SWAC and North Carolina Central, the champions out of the MEAC. As we say hello again to Jay Walker, Tiffany Greene here with you. And when you think about Jackson State, look, we descended on their campus how many times this year?
Oh, 1, 2, 3 times on campus there, yeah.
Yeah, and they started off this Black College Live season with a bang. I mean, they had all kinds of energy. And as we introduce you to a little bit more about Jackson State, founded in 1877, and what they like to say on campus, I love. Jackson State University, home to more than 6,000 students and a tremendous amount of great programs on campus. Meteorology is one of those undergraduate degrees that you can acquire. I think that's pretty special. I think that's pretty neat.
What they said down there, fire up, J-State, fire it up. That's what they do. They showed us a lot of love down there. There's a reason why they're the hottest HBCU in the country.
And they were definitely fired up all season long when you look at the season. that they put together under Coach Prime's third year down in the capital city of Mississippi. Back-to-back SWAC champions, but they've done it this year in dominating fashion, going 12-0 coming into this weekend's game. They had a prolific offense, one of the best defenses as well. So, Jay, when you give like little nuggets, what's one that stands out to you or impresses you most about Jackson State?
Team speed and the biggest fan base in all of HBCU football. Yes, before Coach Prime got there, they were the leaders in FCS attendance. However, with the Prime effect, they averaged 42,000 fans per game. That's #1 in FCS football by far. JFU fans, give yourselves a pat on the back. They did a great job supporting their football team.
Now, you have to travel to Durham, North Carolina.
Durham, the Durhamites. The Durhamites.
To check out North Carolina Central, led by Trey Oliver. But they are a university that has a proud tradition. Eagle Pride Amplified. Okay, soar, Eagles, soar. That's what they absolutely do. Founded by Dr. James E. Shepard. And this is an institution that is primed and ready to take on the challenge of trying to take down Jackson State University. But North Carolina Central, what they have done on the football field, quite impressive. They started out the season 2-0 for the first time in 16 years.
And they beat the Aggies.
They beat the Aggies. They also took down Winston-Salem State and went on to win the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference as well. They took down a ranked opponent in New Hampshire. Among the many impressive wins this season for the Eagles, 40-plus points game, as you said, led by their defensive and offensive players of the year on the field, Jay.
Thing about them, they believe in themselves. When nobody else believed in there, they believed in themselves. Head coach Trey Oliver instilled a belief in them. They were tired of being the little brother to North Carolina A&T. That's not going to make me popular, but that was a perception out there. They took care of business early in the first game of the season, and since then, the Eagles have been soaring.
All right, Jay, now we have to take a look at your power rankings. Let's see where everybody falls this week.
Jay's Power 5 ranking. Let's get it going. Let's go down to the Carolinas. How about Benedict College, Division II HBCU, ranked in the top 5 in the country. Head coach Chennisberry had a historical season there for the Tigers. The best is yet to come. They finished the season my #5 ranked team in HBCU football. #4, let's head on down to Baton Rouge. Head coach Eric Dooley in his first year leading the Jaguars took them to the SWAC championship game where they fell to Jackson State, but the cupboard is full. They're going to be around for a while. Coach Dooley and the Jaguars, good job. Came a little bit short making it to the Cricket Celebration Bowl, but hey, that's what it is. At #3, the Rattlers. The Rattlers from Tallahassee, 9-2. And they're the #3 team in HBCU football. Head coach Willie Simmons, be proud of your bunch. Big play Zay at wide receiver was getting it done. They found a quarterback in Musa. You'll hear from the Rattlers next season. At #2, well, there's a reason why we're down here in Atlanta right now. They also finished 9-2 out of the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. North Carolina Central University, we talked about the offense, but the defense is stingy as well. The defense has them playing for this national championship. And the #1 team in HBCU football, no surprise. Drum roll, they've almost done it wire to wire since their first victory over Florida A&M. They look great. Jackson State, can they get the job done? They're #1 right now. Will they finish that way? That's the key if they want to finish in dominating fashion. Great season for JSU. And got a team on the bubble. Didn't quite make this list, right? How about America's HBCU? Howard University, co-champions of the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. Larry Scott, you got the Bison trending in the right direction. It's been a long time, but we're going to get there sooner or later.
Jay, how is it that Howard always finds a way in the broadcast? I don't quite get it right. I don't quite understand it, partner, but you got it right. 1-2 playing in the Cricket Celebration Bowl. Jay's Gimme 5 and Tiff's 2 cents on the other side.
At the core of us all burns a passion for greatness. It's the rhythm of our hearts, the desire to ascend to greater heights, the drive to persevere and push beyond expectations. At North Carolina Central University, we fan that flame in an innovative and inclusive community driven by a relentless pursuit of excellence. It's here at NCCU, in the heart of Research Triangle, that you will soar with the Eagles and discover what's central to you.
This is where the formula ends and the magic begins. We take the mold, shake the mold, and break the mold. From late nights in the gym to later nights in the library, we grind. Because if you think greatness is a game, think again. Here, nothing shines unless we all do.
Oh yeah, it's a vibe. Outside and inside the Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta, Georgia. The Cricket Celebration Bowl will get underway Saturday. Jay Walker, Tiffany Greene here with you. Hey, Tiffany Blackman's going to be on the call with us. Can't wait. You know what's so special about Black College Live is each week we got a chance to go on campuses, visit with the students, really get to
some
feel,
of the culture.
Yeah, some of the culture.
Give
You
you
got to love that because you
everything
always
about
hear about that
HBCU.
HBCU culture,
Yes.
the Divine Nine, a big part of it. We're talking about the Greeks and sororities. And thanks to Levert Media and Goliath Views, they help us recap our Greeks of the week. Hey, a number of the Greeks representing on our show. You know,
Absolutely.
a lot of football players are Sigmas and Qs, so they were well represented in that video. Jay, did you have time for any of
No,
that?
I was too good a football player. I was always too good a football player to join. Like, but when
Feeling
you go to
myself.
Howard,
I'm
you know,
feeling
we used to do our little thing there, so we didn't have, but we had something we called the football. You know, football frat, Phi Fresh with our football frat. So we get on the dance floor and we drop back. While the music's going, give me a little beat, and you throw it, and you make the catch, and then you boogie with it, and then you boogie with it, and then you hand the ball off, and then you look, and what you do, Neil, and then you make the pitch, and then you make the pitch, and then you score.
I don't even know.
Show me what.
I don't
At
even
least I
know
represent mine.
What to do with that? Where's
What do
Simon
you do?
Cowell
Where
and
is-
everybody on like
Okay, Miss
America's Got
AKA.
Talent?
Miss
and all that good
AKA,
stuff.
what do you have, Miss
That's right.
AKA?
Our esteemed organization
What you
was
got?
found January 15th,
What do you have?
1908 on the campus of Howard University. 20 pearls.
That's all
Thank
you got?
you.
There's
That's
no
all I
movement,
will
no
say.
wiggle. All
You know
right,
what?
all
If I
right.
saw my sorors here, I'd be like, hey, girl, hey, and then we would do it, but not on this stage.
Well,
it's okay.
the Greeks, Divine Nine, y'all did a great job this year making Black College Live feel at home.
All right. Now, Jay, this is what we get ready for. This is what we get hyped for every week because it always gets people talking.
Yeah.
It's time for
Jay's Gimme Five. All right, how about this? This was a tough one. The toughest, best HBCU wide receivers of all time. Coming in at number 5. How about Pro Football Hall of Fame legend Charlie Joyner, representing Grambling State, played for Coach Eddie Robb, tremendous NFL career at the San Diego Chargers. At number 4, the tallest wide receiver, tallest wide receiver of all time, Harold Carmichael, went to Southern University. He comes in at number 4. He's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. At number 3, John Stallworth, Alabama A&M. Won numerous Super Bowls with the Steel Curtain, was a baller at Alabama A&M before he went on to become an NFL legend. At number 2, go ahead, Tiff. Who's number 2?
Bullet Bob Hayes.
From Florida A&M University, the world's fastest man when he was an Olympian, also got bid in the NFL for the Dallas Cowboys, Bullet Bob Hayes. And number 1, no doubt about it, the greatest pro football player of all time, arguably, World, as they called him at Mississippi Valley State, Jerry World Rice. The GOAT came from Mississippi Valley State. That's my list. Not quite making my list on the bubble. I'm going with Jimmy Smith from Jackson State University. Underrated, should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, was a legend with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Well, you know, let me just provide my Tiff's 2 cents because I like
Okay.
your list, okay?
Yeah, I
'Cause
don't miss too often.
No, you know, that list could go up against anybody in any sport, quite honestly. But you forgot guys like
Okay.
Donald Driver out of Alcorn State, played with
Okay.
the Green Bay Packers. You got to show love
Who's
to
he gonna
Donald
replace?
Driver.
Who's he
okay.
gonna replace?
I don't know that. John Taylor also
Delaware
should find
State
himself
University,
on that
Delaware
list.
State.
Delaware State played for the Hornets, obviously, went on to have a great career with the San
You did your
Francisco
homework.
49ers.
Good job.
Yeah, I did a little
Okay.
something. And I want to give you extra love. Jacoby Jones, remember him? Baltimore Ravens,
return
couple of
specialist
touchdowns.
there.
There he was. He went to Lane College, so shout out to the Division II program in
Now,
HBCU.
I could have cheated. I could have put Shannon Sharp on the list because he was actually like a wide receiver, H-back at Savannah State University.
Okay,
but
just
he's a
show
tight
off
end list
now.
there. Yeah,
Just
if you want to go toe to toe.
Just showing off. All right, coming up after the break, we'll hear from the coaches getting ready for the big game, and we'll preview the Cricket Celebration Bowl when we return.
This is where the formula ends and the magic begins. We take the mold, shake the mold, and break the mold. From late nights in the gym to later nights in the library, we grind. Because if you think greatness is a game, think again. Here, nothing shines unless we all do.
In 1920, an athletic league was formed and slowly became one of the leading sports associations in the world of collegiate athletics, the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Today, the SWAC is looking towards the next century, growing, supporting, and transforming our intercollegiate sports activities for student athletes and promoting academic excellence. Each SWAC member institution represents a high level of integrity and sportsmanship. We are the SWAC, building champions for life.
This is the site where an HBCU national champion will be crowned inside the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, GA. Well, I'll tell you this, both programs have gotten to this point before, but they're looking to get over the hump. You look back to 2016, the last time North Carolina Central was here, they were facing off against Grambling State. Devontae Kincaid, who was a dude that season for the Tigers. It was the Tigers who pulled out the first punch, and then Lightning Martez Carter found the end zone. Grambling State taking the lead. However, the Eagles coming right back in it. Malcolm Bell to Quentin Atkinson, but the celebration after, a penalty called on them. The excessive celebration set up this extra point that was blocked at the end, and the final score 10-9, as we call it, the excessive celebration bowl. The hurt for the Eagles and the triumph for Grambling State. Then last year, it was Jackson State coming in with all of the hype and the attention around Coach Prime, but they ran into South Carolina State. Shaq Davis was all over the field, and the defense, the physicality of the Bulldogs just outmanned Jackson State, and 31-10 the final score, and Buddy Pugh was able to hoist the trophy at the end as the Cricket Celebration Bowl champion. Now, Jay, both of these teams searching for that first win. You know that there's got to be all kinds of feelings right now going through these players.
They've got that sour taste in their mouth, and anytime you lose a game, you always want to get back to that game. It took North Carolina Central years to get back here. Jackson State able to come back just a season later. How will that play off? A lot of things going on, and Coach Prime had the opportunity to sit down and talk to Tiff. Here's what he had to say.
Coach Prime back here in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, unfinished business from a season ago. What do you tell your team to get them ready to try to finish out the season undefeated?
We got to focus, finish, and dominate. Focus, finish, and dominate. We have the focus. The guys been unbelievable week of practice and preparation and just focus, because I checked the huddle times and make sure they're on there studying their opponents. They've been tremendously focused. We got to go out there and dominate.
What do you see from this North Carolina Central team, and what type of challenges do they present to you?
They're not 9-2 by mistake. They're well coached. The quarterback is doing some phenomenal things, throwing the ball as well as running the ball. That presents problems. Defensively, they're not electric up front. But as you approach the red zone, they get tougher and tougher. And we got to stop them at all costs, especially on third downs.
Lastly, in a more personal way for you, this is your last game coaching at Jackson State. So what are your thoughts? What are those thoughts that are running through your mind about what it will feel like?
I don't have none yet. It's going to be emotional. I'm pretty sure it was last week. You know, I hit it really well. But it's going to be personal. It's probably going to be emotional, because it's not just me, it's the multitude of kids. That's what I care about the most. My sons as well, the coaching staff, and The city and the fans have been so darn good to us all over the country. It's phenomenal. So it's going to be a composite of emotions.
Lastly, your legacy. What do you think it is?
Legacy, God still has the pen in his hand. He ain't put a comma in this thing yet. He's still writing. So I don't care about that. I want to make sure all these bodies, all these red shirts and blue shirts, white shirts, we send them out right. Yeah, that's what I want. I want to send them out right, as well as the fan base.
Head Coach Prime and Jackson State trying to become the first 13-0 HBCU national champion. On the other side, though, an alumnus of North Carolina Central, Trey Oliver. Boy, he is chomping at the bit, ready to go. Said he wanted all that smoke, and he got a chance to catch up with our Jay Walker.
Coach Oliver, thanks for joining us here on the show. First question I got to ask you, given all your accolades and what I just mentioned, what's it mean for you to be the head coach bringing the Eagles for a chance to compete for the national championship?
Man, I'm honored, man, and for me to be able to lead this team, this program, and us winning a conference championship, and now to play for a national championship down here in Atlanta, it's outstanding, man, and I appreciate the opportunity to lead this program.
What's been the key to your success this football season?
Good people, man. We got some really good guys on this team, and I think our team chemistry is unreal. And guys make plays. It's not just one person here or there. All the guys believe, and pick your poison. It could be, receivers, it could be running backs or tight ends. So we got some guys that can make plays.
And when you take a look at the game, you're getting ready to prepare to take on Jackson State, the #1 HBCU football team in the country right now. What's your thought when you look at them, and what's it going to take for y'all to win?
They're a very good football team. We must take care of the football. Watching film on them, they do a good job of turning people over, creating turnovers, and then that they turn those into points. So offensively, we must take care of the football and just do what we do, whatever the things that brought us here.
Put you on the spot one more time. Give me one key, and it could be a person that's going to be the key for victory for the Eagles in this game.
Offensive line.
He gave me people, man. He should have said David Strick, but that's all right. The leader of that, last thing before we let you go, what do you want to tell the Eagle Nation out there?
Eagle pride, amplified. Let's get it, baby.
You heard it from the man himself, Trey Oliver, Black College Live.
All right, so Jay, we had an opportunity to hear from the coaches, but set up this matchup for us from your perspective.
Yeah, we're going to call to action, so we're not going to predict who's going to win this football game, but each team can make a case for why they can win this football game. When you talk about Jackson State, we know they've got the star power. They've got the offense. They've got the most improved defense out there in the country. They get after the quarterback. However, have they seen a team approach like you'll see from North Carolina Central? North Carolina Central prides themselves on playing like a team. The defensive line gets after the quarterback. The offensive line is solid. And Davius Richards, a superstar that you probably never heard of, America will get an opportunity to take a look at what he can do. So when you talk about team versus star power and all the distractions that are taking place at Jackson State, it could be for an interesting matchup here in Atlanta like it always is this time of year.
All right, Jay, you said we can't call the game, but Coach Chef is in the building.
Come on, this is what we do.
Good food for us.
What do we do?
Oh, yeah, from Pascal's up the way. This is a staple when you come to Atlanta. Okay, wait a minute, wait a minute. Wait a minute, but not only that, we got a legendary coach in the building. That's Coach Rod Broadway. Yeah, you wanted here, undefeated all the way through that 2017 season. So welcome to the set. Got to feel good to be back. Glad to have you here.
Well, thanks for having us.
First thing we got to say is, at Black College Live, we always take behind the scenes. You don't come to Atlanta without getting some good food. You don't go to HBCU football games without good food. When you were at A&T, we'd always tear up that Carolina barbecue, wouldn't we?
He's slim and trim now.
Thank you to Pascal for setting it out, my buddy Mike Russ. Coach, I got to ask you the first question.
Okay.
First question. What's retirement been like, man? We miss you.
It's been great. Actually, I've taken a job and met these guys that started a business, and I was talking to him one morning, and I asked the guys, what do you do? He says, nothing. I asked his buddy, I said, what do you do? He says, I help him. So I'm in business with those guys.
Doing nothing.
Doing nothing. But actually, Jay, what I'm doing now, I'm finishing up a book and hope to be out in the spring.
Well, Coach Broadway, I mean, you're what you've accomplished. I mean, you won an HBCU national championship at two schools, 3 schools. You won HBCU national champions. Which one of those brings back the best memory? Don't say all of them.
I got to say all of them. I've got to say all of them were special. Anytime you have an opportunity to win a championship, it's special. And when you win a championship, everybody benefits. So A&T benefits, Central benefited, and Grambling. So I'm proud to have been in all three places.
I'm not going to accept that.
I hear you. Okay, let's talk then. Let's talk.
You went out undefeated on top.
That's right.
On top. At A&T, but that's number one to me. That was a great moment for me.
All right, so we want you to dive into this food, but we also want you to dive into this football game with us, okay?
I got
so
you.
give me your quick thoughts from your coaching lens about this matchup.
I think it's going to be an outstanding game. I think the game may boil down to Jackson blitz package versus Central's protection. And if they turn that quarterback loose a couple of times on that man protection they're doing, you may have some problems because he's pretty special. But on the other hand, I think probably the strength of Central football team may be the offensive line. So if they protect, they're gonna make some plays, man.
Well, his former player is Trey Oliver, the head coach. So he said that to you in the interview, Jay.
I'm not letting it go by. We can't call the game. I need to know, who do you think is going to win this game, Coach?
Please, I'm going with the Eagles, man. And here's why. I think fundamentally, I don't think they've played anybody who's going to be as sound fundamentally as Coach Oliver's football team. If you watch them play, you've seen the progress they've made over the years. Okay. They're really good fundamentally, and they're going to get out there. So I'm anxious to see. Besides, Jackson's got a couple of issues going on right now in-house. And, we talked one day, and you said, they've been an excellent job of blocking out the distractions, but those was outside distractions. Now the distractions coming from the inside. It's a whole different ball game now. I'm anxious to see how these guys perform with all these things going on.
Not going to argue with the legend here. Coach Chef, do what you do every week, and I'm going to do what I do every week.
And when you have distractions like Coach say, hey, it's going to be tough. Half the team, half the staff is in Colorado, half is in Mississippi, and that's tough. I think you have to be really, really sound in what you do for 2 weeks. It's just too many distractions. So, Neil, I'm going with them. I'm going with the Eagles.
All right, so it's a clean
Eagles.
sweep for the Eagles.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Coach Chef, we appreciate it. Coach Broadway, thank you for coming on set.
I'm going for the chicken.
Jay,
Before we go,
Jay, all you want to do is go for the food.
Before we go, happy birthday, Tiffany Greene.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Good.
Good. Here on Black College Live.
Now, he gonna talk with his food. His mouth full. His mama gonna get him. His mama gonna get him.
What do you think?
We out.
This is a Gimme 5 show with Jay Walker and Tiffany. Yeah. You gon' have to give me 5 fingers on it. Right now.
I'm all excited. You see that?
Wait until they see the strength and here to win. It's Black College Live. I'ma need 5 on it.
This is what it's all about.
Overtime on it. Lights out.
I'm gonna put him in the front runner seat to be the Black College Player of the Year.
This ain't for fun. I've been going done. They be still trying to clone it. From FAMU to Grambling, I'm on it. Stand on it. Marching 100 how you want it.
We always like to highlight the fraternities and sororities.
119! What I wanna. Big body. I don't even need a sponsor.
Homeboy was balling.
Second comma at the comma. Kiss a guy with good karma. I get it different. I be working on my off day.
Gimme 5 Black College Live is presented by Pepsi.
Do it, undo it.